It's a work of a team, and every faculty member, he will have his own specialty, the technologies that he have the habit to work with. So there is no one person who can do everything. And this is the importance of the multidisciplinarity, rebuilding the network of colleagues, of friends, also some family members that changed with time. So you have to learn to know them again, to get to know them, and to rebuild social ties.
Different experience, different background, different nationality and so on, to be actually part.
Kids or the new generation, they go to different sectors. They don't do the same thing as their parents or their grandparents.
And we are losing with those old job, if we may say, the handicraft, as you said.
You can go to very tiny details. I'm talking about only one aspect of the human activity, which is architecture.
Yes.
But if you go to any other, and also there is this concept, it's theoretical, but it's very, very useful in working with culture, because it connects everything together. It connects culture with society, it connects it also with the nature.
Marhaba Sultan, or should I say bonjour?
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Cécilia.
I'm very pleased to have you here today. It's the first time for us that we will actually meet and have a conversation. I have many questions. I am very interested in the personage and also what you are doing here. You have a very cultural profile here in Saudi, and as I know that you speak very fluent in French.
Yes, absolutely. I have studied in France for 12 years. I did my troisième cycle en France. Mon séjour, c'était à Lyon, quelque part. So it is my second language, and I apologize in advance. My English is not as good as my French.
Oh, wow. Same as me, though.
Yeah, that's good.
So let's start from the beginning. We can go back on this time of your life. So please tell everyone, who is Mr. Sultan?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm also honored to meet you and to be here with you. This project of the podcast is very impressive, and I really like to participate with you in your efforts. About myself, so my name is Sultan. I have studied architecture in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, King Abdulaziz University. And at the time, I had a trajectory of a professional trajectory, which was normal architecture. So I hoped to find a job in a cabinet or consulting office, and then open my own architectural cabinet. But things happened, and also I was exposed to some thoughts or ideas that have changed this trajectory for me. And I went into research and more in the conservation and preservation of the architectural heritage. So this is the beginning in Jeddah. I can tell you the story of how this happened.
I want to hear the story.
Yes. So we had very active faculty members at the time in our faculty, and they were inviting the people who are most influential in many domains. And I remember one visiting professor. His name is Sami Angawi. He's very known. You could look him up, and he has his own Wikipedia page, and he's very famous because he specializes in designing new projects using the architectural identity of Jeddah and Mecca.
Okay.
He's from Mecca, and his activity is in Jeddah. His house is one of the masterpieces of his own work.
Wow.
And he opens it for visitors. If you have the chance to go there, it would be a great sight to see, and also to be exposed to his idea. But I remember when he came as visiting professor in our faculty, he showed us the slide deck for the course, one lecture. But the first title was bulldozer.
Okay.
And it was shocking to us as students. And he was showing the image of the bulldozer bulldozing a lot of sites.
Okay.
And some of them are with importance, either historically or whatever, for different reasons, and for developing the area. And also it was a different school of thought at the time. So it was in the beginning of the 2000s. This is something also we can touch on and talk more in details about, but this was my turning point.
Okay.
That I wanted to, even listening to the discussion between the faculty members, our professors, they're asking questions and some of them were not answered. So I believe that maybe architecture doesn't have all the answers, and I need to go back to history or to go back to archaeology or even restoration to answer some of the questions. And I decided to go to research. And this is what happened later on, that I found myself demonstrator, which is a position in the university where you start as helping other teachers and then go abroad for advanced studies and do master or PhD, where I had the opportunity to go to France and learn there or develop my knowledge there. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is amazing. You're full of stories. So now I'm not sure where to start.
This is one, yeah.
So this is very interesting. And again, this is, I think, a point that is very important to mention to the youth, that we can start with an idea when we go to school and university, but things can happen. We should or should not, but it's not because we are starting to study something that we will ending to do this for work or for the rest of the life. Sometimes the youth, unfortunately, they are scared of maybe the commitment. And the amazing part in your story is just like you start architecture, that I think everybody knows what it is and understand that, okay, there is a school of architecture. But now that you're talking about research, about archaeology, about the fun part maybe of the architecture, that it's not very common. We don't know where to study such things. So now we understand that it's from inspiration, meeting some people that make you discover something, and then from your country to go abroad to get specialized in something and come back here.
Absolutely, yes. And also I was very lucky that I found the opportunity. Sometimes you try to push for the luck to come.
Absolutely.
So you have to knock the doors and go find the opportunity, because we have an idea and we want to develop something. But sometimes also we have to be flexible, or that we open our eyes to opportunities that could come across our path and we don't notice them. So we should seize any opportunity. So we seize the opportunities this way. And it's good to have an initial idea that drives us.
Yes,
but sometimes along the way we could find a branch that could be in the same direction as well.
And of course, when you are 20 or 25 or 30, you don't have the same inspiration, you don't have the same goal in life and so on, and potentially not the same interest.
Yes.
Because when you start something, you might starting it because you think you like, but more you go through that and maybe it's just not done for you. So
yes,
no rush, just follow the flow and then find your own way.
Yes. I would also say that it's good to finish something that we started.
Yes.
So we try not to go back.
Yes.
Only if it's in the beginning of the path, then yes, we have some chance. But if we went through something, we try to finish it, get the diploma or the certificate that we started, especially for the youth, so they don't go drop of their studies. But then sectors are becoming depending on each other.
Yeah.
So multidisciplinarity, for example, in the preservation or conservation is very important.
Yes.
We need everyone from different sciences and different jobs or specialities. So we can do something different later.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I have a lot of stories about this.
I can see you're full of stories. So let's go back a little bit at this time of your life when you get your inspiration and then you reorient a little bit yourself to research and then you went abroad. So how this, because between going abroad for study and let's say a couple of years and come back, you stayed for a long time because I think you said 12 years.
Yes.
Yeah, 12 years. It's a long time, especially when you're at this age.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit. What was your cultural actually shock when you go to France?
Yes.
What was so different? What did you like? What you might like a little bit less? What did you miss from Saudi? And when you came back to Saudi, how was the comeback?
Yes, so the experience of first, it's an advantage that we had at the time. That our country invested in the education a lot and for the nation to develop as fast as possible. And I found myself this scholarship through King Saud University here in Riyadh. And when I went there, of course, there's a lot of ambition and a lot of excitement. I knew that it's going to be challenging. But some things, they prepare you for it. We have like lectures, general lectures for the people who's leaving Saudi Arabia that, we have a very special culture. Other places in the world, they do things differently. And so we did have some initiation, but getting there, some things no one could prepare you for. And the learning curve was very, very high, especially the language barrier at the time. So there was a lot of challenges, but
actually, especially in France, because I am from France and now I live in Saudi Arabia, so I think I am a good bridge between culture and understanding both. And I know that French people are not very good also with English language, and for some people coming from the Middle East, then you have the Arabic, and some of the people, they don't even have the English. So when you arrived in France, what was your first, I would say, problem?
The first thing was in the streets of Paris. I was looking for the embassy to get some papers and do some things. So it was very difficult to locate the place, and it was also disorienting for me. Walking around on the sidewalks and a lot of people going in every direction. So I remember I lost my hotel, I lost my way. It was very difficult, and shock of the speed of the city and the speed of the people. That was the first thing, and also environmental differences. So it was very cold, especially that I lived in Jeddah most of my life. So it was very cold at the time, also very wet. You coming from the Middle East or from a country like Saudi Arabia, going to Europe, the color green. Shock you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's exotic. So we like to see it, but it's just the intensity of the color and the multitude of the number of trees, and so things like this. But I was very lucky that I met very good people that helped me out. I integrated in the education system immediately, and I was taken by student associations, and after that I went to flat sharing with other students, and so integrated very well. It took some time, but integrated very well, and I met a lot of people. Something else also that is you think it's different is the multiculturality in countries who has a lot of history, going to other places and bringing people from all over the world. And how many, of course, French language is very important, but I remember that even Arabic was very useful for me sometimes, especially in the beginning, because there is a populations from Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia.
Because you were in Lyon, yes?
Well, even in Paris, the first day I went to the épicerie, and there was the Tunisian guy, and he helped me out.
True.
Yes, and he pointed me in the good direction, and then things happened. So Arabic was very useful, actually. So this is, it's difficult, but doable. And very enriching, enriching experience, of course. The things that you're not ready for, or no one maybe told me before, and this is something very important to the youth to know about, is how much time you spend away from your family.
Yeah.
Even sometimes friends, we grow differently, and the relationship changes after a long time.
Yeah.
This is something when coming back could have been shared, maybe to
Yeah.
do less studies outside or away from.
Especially
some
back in,
people, yeah.
because you said earlier it's about what, 15, 20 years ago? So
Yeah.
also the technology was not the same. If you want to call your parents, in 20 years ago, it was no smartphone, no,
We
no
still use Nokia.
WhatsApp video and things like
No
this.
GPS, also Google Maps didn't work at the
Google
time.
Map,
So
I have to say
a
it's
lot
very
of tools.
true. Or translator. I mean, now we can say that the borders between countries and culture, they're a little bit easier because you have all the AI thing. So actually now I can even talk with you in French, and then you will have something to tell you in Arabic. You will have much more also understanding of where you are going because the information are available on the internet.
Absolutely.
Back in those days, I mean, say me, when I left France, I went to Asia, no very much idea what I will find there, and then I had to do my own thing. And then when you call your parents, it's one in a while. It's a very special time.
Yes.
Also, I think, and I think you might tell me the same, we appreciate differently this contact with our family because it's very special.
Yes.
We understand that we don't have the freedom to see them or hear them anytime we want. So this is also exactly what you mentioned, the cultural impact or things when you're an expat, either as a student or as an employee or professional. It's very difficult because you lose all your culture support. Papa, Mama is not here. Nobody is here to explain you. And actually, where I am very interested to ask you the question after what you said, is after 12 years, so the first thing from Saudi to France, you have all the shock, in food, I assume, weather, greenery, and everything, and the language, you learn it perfectly. You speak fluent French now. So after 12 years in France, then you come back to Saudi. You knew about Saudi before, of course, you're from here. Was it any difficulty for you to readjust yourself to your own country and culture?
Well, Saudi Arabia is going through a very special time. The change is very fast for everyone.
Yeah.
And when I came back to Saudi Arabia have moved a lot economically, culturally, in many sectors and many domains. The good thing about going through this adaptation and developing the flexibility to adapt to different cultures or places, it will give you like a vaccine. So you can adapt again and again and again. You already have the muscle. So it was, of course, much easier, especially that I'm already from here. And I have a lot of references. But as I told you, the most difficult thing is rebuilding the network of colleagues, of friends, also some family members that changed with time. So you have to learn to know them again, to get to know them, and to rebuild social ties. So this was the most difficult one, but everything else, especially that you have a better knowledge about your specialty, so you can help, you can build projects, you can work on things, you can be useful at the time for my university. So it was also very exciting to come back and to start applying some of the things that we have been exposed to.
So when you came back from France, then you went back to any educational system, or then you start to work directly?
Yes, so the scholarship was through King Saud University, so I had to go back to the university and work for them as a faculty member. As soon as I came back, I got my position as assistant professor in the Heritage Management Department. I worked with amazing colleagues, also from different parts of the world, and from Sudan, Egypt, Yemen, specialists, also some Saudi colleagues, to built a program, a bachelor program, and to make it work, it was built already, but to develop it, for 4 years, these students were working on becoming or knowing what is heritage and how to manage it. So manage, the word manage was chosen because it's a lot of processes. Since the discovery, the documentation, learning about it, telling society about it, becoming part of the contemporary culture. This is all the processes that we're trying to develop into this program, and we have graduated a good number of students that are now very active and initiating this specialty in Saudi Arabia. It's also a new sector or a new domain started by this program, and this program was in 2005 when it first started. Dr. Abdel Nasser Zahrani, who was behind it at the beginning, and after that we came back from our scholarships, me and other colleagues, and we kept it going and until today.
That's amazing, because actually the faculty, they are sponsoring your education and everything abroad, and then when you are coming back, you are actually preparing the youth closer to what is actually the real life or situation, because they are taking your experience of your own thing for the last years, and then you are going back to the university to be actually giving lecture to the youth with your own experience abroad and what you've done. So this is amazing, because shortcut for them again, you know.
Yes.
It's
absolutely, yeah. As a faculty member, you have many jobs. So one of them is teaching, but more than that is doing research or developing content for the teaching materials, or even giving consultation, sometimes to private sector or to other public sectors, on what are the best practices or how to do things. So whenever you are needed in any of these fields, well, mainly it's education because it's repetitive, but we also do other roles that are very enriching. And this way we could develop or test our theories, or what's in the theory, or what is the best practices in doing something. So we test it in the field, and then it's integrated in the curriculum as a case study for the students, where they could learn from the terrain.
And I have actually a question in terms of numbers. I mean, not average. Like, from the time that you went to this specific direction at school or university, compared to now, how is the interest of the youth in this direction?
Well, we have noticed it. Even in our department, it was very difficult to attract students at the beginning, because the general idea, or since it's new, the general idea was that there's no jobs.
Totally understand.
Yes. Yeah. But with time, it wasn't only the work of King Saud University. This is nationwide.
Yeah.
The interest to heritage and to culture, and the amount of investment in these fields have gone up considerably, and this gave an opportunity.
True.
And yes, so it's a lot of work done by many people and many other entities, either in the government or in the private, that now it's becoming attractive to youth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it could be also very rewarding for the hardworking people that want to do a good job. Of course. And again, very close to the culture of the country where they're born. So from Jeddah, then, because now I think you are based in Riyadh, yes? Yes.
So can you tell us for how long and what actually you are doing currently? What is Mr. Sultan doing?
Yes. So after a while working at the university, I had the opportunity to go to a semi-public academic entity as well. Well, I don't have the, the authorization to talk about the because I need the authorization to talk about this.
Of course, no problem.
But it's an institute that specializes in traditional arts.
Okay.
And we had a dream
Okay.
in King Saud University that we don't want only the heritage management program as a bachelor program, but we need other programs, other diplomas, middle diplomas or high diplomas,
Okay, yes,
or even master
yes.
programs that are specialized and supporting this domain or this sector. And we thought that it's not enough, only the bachelor program. And we've been trying to pushing to open new programs, but it was a little bit difficult at the university. It's a much bigger
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah.
They have other priorities, research priorities, so sometimes it's shifted away from this domain. But this institute was an opportunity
Okay.
to develop specialized programs, and finally we succeeded in building what is called digital heritage program. And it started as a diploma last year. I was the first time, the
Okay.
first launch. We have the graduees, the first people who graduated, 13 of them. We're very proud of them. They are the first in Saudi Arabia to hold this title as digital heritage
Okay.
specialists.
Wow.
And now this year we're starting to build, upgrade the program to a master level. So we added a second year, and where students have the choice to have their master
Okay.
in this field. I can tell you about the field. It's
Actually, I would like to, yes, what is
Yeah.
digital
what is that?
heritage?
Exactly. So digital heritage is designed to professionals in conservation and preservation to fill a gap in the knowledge, to elevate their skill using the digital tools. Most of the people who work in conservation or preservation, they are from humanities background. So social studies, history, and sometimes even archaeology, but with manual skills.
Yeah.
Well, we select for them the technologies that got developed very much today, where the learning curve have got lower.
Yeah.
So we could provide it for them, the course to understand this technology, and then it will improve their work or the workflow that they've been doing considerably, 10 folds or 15 folds. For example, one of them, photogrammetry,
Okay.
which is modeling using pictures.
Okay.
So it's very difficult for someone from an archaeological background or a historian background to know how to do 3D modeling as it's developed in, for example, architecture or engineering,
Yes.
to learn all these programs. But using pictures, only photos taken on site, he could make highly, how do you say, with measurement
Okay.
that is very precise or precise enough, only taking pictures. There's a special technique, a special round, another round, and also a program, a software that they have to use, but then they have the model. And it could be a document for sites sometimes. It becomes itself a digital record or a digital heritage that you can transfer or stays like a backup for this site. And you can transfer it to future generations, and they could discover the site. It gives a lot of capacities that they are not there with manual ways of taking measurement and things like this. For example, you know, in Notre Dame de Paris,
Oui.
what happened?
No.
The fire
Oh, yes,
in the ceiling.
unfortunately.
Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately. It was a huge accident,
Yeah.
a big loss.
Yeah.
This ceiling of wood
Yeah.
was made in a different time.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to rebuild it to the same way and to be authentic with the way rebuilding it. But because of digital heritage, someone went there and took laser scanning measurements.
Okay.
And this document, they were able to rebuild it. Without this document, it would have been very difficult. This is the importance of the documentation. And there's many lessons to learn from different places in the world about the importance of these tools. And this is only one. We have
But you, Mr. Sultan, as the professional in this institute, you have to be also on the top of each new technology and everything. So for you also, it's a permanent training, it's a permanent research. You have to adjust yourself to the new technology because obviously you cannot be surrounded with all this youth and don't understand what's happening.
Yes, it's very difficult. The main difficulty is that it's moving and changing very fast. So one of the most important values that we try to seed into our students is continuous learning, that you have to always want to learn or to upgrade or to find the information because every year hardware changes, software has updates, and there's a new button, there's a new process, there's something else you can do with this data. So you need to find the information and develop it by yourself. And for ourselves as well, working on this program, the difference already between the first year and the second year, we're upgrading our slides. It's a lot of work, even for faculty members. But it's not the work of one person. It's a work of a team, and every faculty member, he will have his own specialty, the technologies that he have the habit to work with. So there's no one person who can do everything. And this is the importance of the multidisciplinarity, because even when you talk about culture, you talk about heritage, it's a lot of things, you know. I can maybe tell you about the definition of culture.
Tell me.
So the definition of culture, as for the UNESCO, it's all expressions of humans, spiritual, social, artistic, in every aspect of his life. So culture is a big word, a word that englobe the human activity completely. So it's in our clothes, it's our food, it's the way we speak. And
this is, sorry, I cut. This is also very good, actually, because now that you are saying that, we can understand better the strategy of the Ministry of Culture here in Saudi Arabia with the different commissions, because the commissions, they will then focus on one of these aspects of the meaning of culture. Absolutely. Because we have the Culinary Art Commission, Heritage, Fashion now.
Absolutely.
Fashion is on the spotlight, because this is one of the fastest and biggest way of showing Saudi culture outside Saudi.
Absolutely.
Now we are hosting in Riyadh the Riyadh Fashion Week, so we are getting on the international scene. And the Ministry of Culture here, we can feel that they understand that everything has to be segregated. We cannot be good in everything, exactly as you said. They will separate the different commission, and they will go at their fast. They understand maybe that the fashion is going a little bit faster. Now we have a big development of the museum commission with the opening of I think it's 11 new museums before the end of the year next year. It's so exciting because it's, as you said, it's touching every point of what culture means.
Absolutely.
So there is something for everyone.
Yes.
So
and it's very important to invest in this for a very long time. Culture in Saudi Arabia was, I cannot say, was left for the people to carry it and to keep it alive and also to develop it. But especially for traditional arts or crafts were dying. People were forgetting the way of building things or doing things in the traditional way. And this knowledge was going to be lost forever if there is no institution that works
to keep it alive and train the youth.
Absolutely, yes. And there's many methods around the world that we could learn, like lessons. For example, at the UNESCO, they have a program they call human treasures. So human treasures are the people, very rare people in societies all over the world, who hold the and ancestral knowledge.
Okay.
They know how to do the thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what is the thing? Well, it could be something with your hands to create, and it could
The artisanal.
yes, it could be a dance,
Yeah.
traditional dance. It could be a recipe for food.
Absolutely,
And it
yes.
could be a way of building this wall. And sometimes there is even songs or poems that are associated in the activity. So it's a network of cultural elements that we are losing to the modernization and the different way of living and the complexity of the current economy. So kids or the new generation, they go to different sectors. They don't do the same
Yeah.
thing as their parents or their
And we are
grandparents.
losing with those old job, if we may say,
Yes.
the handicraft, as you said, the sadhu maker or any other thing. And this is everywhere in the world because,
Yes.
and what we are losing in with the artisanal or with the handmade, it's actually the storytelling.
Yes.
Because our people, before all this technology, of course, we have to move with our time and things, of course. But this is because the culture is making the identity of the people of the country. We will describe a country by its food, its way of dressing, about his language.
Yes.
But all these, some countries obviously lost it already. If we are talking about France, for example, we don't have traditional clothes anymore. But even on our National Day, people don't dress the traditional French clothes.
Yes.
Here in Saudi Arabia, most of the time you have your own national clothes, and on the national days, even, from the oldest time.
Yes.
But this is something that it's our grandparents in France or in Europe in general, more or less, they have some old stories that unfortunately the youth is not very interested in because of the way they are maybe also doing to keep the culture alive.
Yes.
Here, exactly what you said, we keep the culture alive. We are going back to some association that they will give maybe ladies with no education to learn how to do sadhu. And from this lady, then they will teach some other, and then some workshop will come, some academy will be created.
Yes.
In some other country, this culture, it's actually gone. They are not going back to the old artisanal and teach the youth how our grandparents were doing.
Yes.
So this is, I think, also something very strong here in Saudi Arabia, to not lose the identity of the country, to go through the modernization, as you said, but with what makes Saudi being Saudi through the different things of the culture.
Yeah. Well, if you allow me about the points you raised now, that identity is very important, of course, but the investment into this doesn't only serve the identity. It's also very economic and also very cultural. The cultural in what way? Well, to understand then the culture. What is heritage? Heritage it's connected to culture. It's only that we stopped doing it this way. Things have changed. So culture and heritage are very connected. And then when you say the change in societies, it's also alive. It changes with time. So the current school of thought encourages not to stop the change. The change is good because the investment in the traditional arts or the crafts inspires the contemporary artist to do things that are, and this happened in many places, even in France. I mean, I was amazed by the gastronomy culture in France, how rich it is, and varied from one region to another. This is one of the things that is very successful. This is now just one element, which is the intangible heritage. What about the tangible? The tangible, the sites, the amount of sites and the care that you give to these sites, either Roman, Greek, or any other epoch before that or after that. Archaeology is very developed in France. So there's many things that, of course, when you say the fashion, well, because culture is is alive and it changes, and also it interacts. The interaction with other cultures. People sometimes they pick up new habits, and also we consume each other culture. We consume it very much. We exchange a lot around the world. So the investment into this in Saudi Arabia is also to participate in this human dialogue all over the world. Everyone is showing their culture, and they're taking care of their culture. Either it's physical or intangible. No, we cannot. Sometimes it's a song that travels the world, or a movie that travels the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Some words.
Yes, and this movie was inspired from a story that used to be said around the fire.
Yeah.
So very small beginnings, and sometimes it goes all the maybe 1,000 years. People exchange the story, and today it's a blockbuster movie, and it traveled the world, and it became part of the international culture.
Yeah.
Because something is very important too in this domain, which is heritage. That if we focus too much in the identity and too much pride, we don't encourage our students to go to this path. That you have to love your culture, you have to respect it very much, to the amount where you stop and you appreciate other cultures. Because if you go all the way, then it will be difficult for you to respect any other culture. You will think your culture is the best culture, while your culture is participating in a human dialogue from thousands of years. We've been exchanging. This archaeologist could tell you great stories about how they have proven that there was connection between people 9,000 years ago.
Yeah. No, that's actually this is very true. Again, this is what keeps us all living together, sharing the culture and so on.
Absolutely.
This is why actually we are also as foreigners very happy and blessed to be in Saudi Arabia, because the culture here is very rich. It's also a very new country, as you said. The changes are coming, and they are allowing us to be part of it in terms of just spectator, because we are seeing some change that we are not part of. And there is some other domain, like actually culture is one of the big ones that allow us with our different experience, different background, different nationality and so on, to be actually part exactly of what you say, of the moving of the culture of the country with the experience of the people from other countries. So it's just, this is why I think most of us, because we have conversation with between foreigners here, that we love here, is the effervescence, is the motivation and enthusiasm of the youth, the proud, because everybody here is very proud of who they are, where they come from, and as you said, very proud of who they are and where they come from, but still with the open mind enough to be very interested with our culture, either we are here in Saudi Arabia or if they are outside of Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely.
So now I would like to know what archaeologic site now is very active in Saudi Arabia. I think Alula might be one of them.
Okay, yes. So this is a very important element in heritage, which is, it has the most historic value. It goes way back, and also it's very rare, these sites. So we have a lot of discoveries. Of course, it's not my specialty directly. Well, I support the archaeological colleagues in documenting the site or in analyzing the structures that they could find. But I cannot start the dig myself. And I follow the Heritage Commission because they're the one who's mandated now to take care of the archaeological sites. To give you maybe a historical background about how did it develop in Saudi Arabia. It started in the 70s. The name of the professor is Abdurrahman Al-Ansari. He was also a faculty member in King Saud University in the history department. The history department is older, but there was no archaeological department at the time. And he went abroad I think, to Germany. And when he got to Germany, the story that we hear about him, we are third generation after him. So very little stories. And we just lost him, actually. He died maybe a year or 2 years ago. But he liked the archaeology, and then he went back to the department. He took his PhD in archaeology.
Okay.
He went back to the history department, and there was a big problem for him that we sent you to study something and you go to study something else. And of course, it was a big battle.
Yeah.
And he finally succeeded in opening the archaeological department in at the time was the literature school.
Okay.
Or art school. So since the time, he'd been working a lot in graduating a lot of archaeological colleagues, and his students are our professors or the people. So his students have worked all over Saudi Arabia and made a lot of discoveries. One of them, very important, is Al-Faw, south of Riyadh. It's a site very rich in human activity, to the extent that it has a lot of layers of human activity that goes back to thousands of years.
Okay.
And he was the discoverer of this site, and also was inscribed at the World Heritage Sites at the UNESCO recently. It was site number 8, I think. So one of the latest sites to get. But the work was continuous since the 80s all the way to now. It's still an active site because it's used for scientific research and also for training for archaeologists from different schools or different universities from around the kingdom. But in the peninsula, Arabian Peninsula, Saudi Arabia, we have very interesting sites that we didn't know before about.
Of course,
for example, in the religious text, we used to only believe that the Arabian Peninsula used to be has more rain and used to be green, green Arabia. Well, they just discovered geological proof in a site that from 8 million years ago all the way to 7,000 years ago, it was true. This was true. And this is one of the sites that was announced also on the news. It was, how do you say, very important discovery because it's the longest time evidence or record all over the world, from 8 million to 7,000. So it's, and then another discovery just after, also very recent, is a proof that the agricultural revolution, or the Neolithic age, they call it, which is when people stopped hunting and gathering, and they started settling down and started the agriculture. This was very important for humanity, period, because this is when culture started. Or people, not every person had to go hunt and spend energy. So some people will do the agriculture, other people will do different things. It could be art, it could be other things. And this is the oldest now in Saudi Arabia is 9,000 years ago, which is, we didn't know before. We thought the agricultural revolution came much later. And some people even thought that in the Arabian Peninsula, it was desert all over the time, and most of the people were Bedouin. But now we understand that no, there was two types of society. There was Bedouin in the desert, based their economy around animals, and also cities, vibrant cities where cultures have developed, and they based their economy on agriculture. And then they exchanged, they depend on each other. On exchange with each other.
Exchange and talk and
So the archaeology is amazing because it teaches, the archaeology goes beyond history because history stops with text. So you have
and this is the proof.
Yes, we have to have a text.
This is the reality.
Well, it's good, it's great because it's a great specialty. But then before 4000 you cannot go.
Yeah.
It's the
That
first
must be
alphabet.
amazing feeling to find something that it's like a
Fill the
couple of
gaps.
thousand
Yeah.
years old, and then you are the one just showing to the light, and then being in the book for the rest of history.
Yes.
That's
yes.
amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
Actually, Mr. Sultan, earlier I just mentioned about Arula. Why? Also because with your background in France, Alula is very involved, or I would say collaboration with Royal Commission from France. So you have a lot of French people, French, I would say, professional into archaeology, research, historical site, storytelling people. So this is also very interesting to see how the professionals from abroad, they are coming here in terms of culture to understand better the culture of a country that they are not from.
Yes.
And I feel very proud because, of course, it's French people. So now you say that you get your education from France. So do you think that the fact of getting this experience specifically in French is a better recognition in your area, in your domain of expertise?
Well, France have worked in conservation for hundreds of years, and they developed methods. They tried a lot of methods, and of course they perfected them with time. The preservation, when you go to the historic background, since many sites in France. I cannot remember the name of the architect, but it was in Carcassonne, I think, where he.
My God, you know France better than I do.
he made a preservation technique there,
Yeah.
where he interpreted different ceiling, and he rebuilt the site. And this is a discussion until today. Did this architect did it the right way or not the right way? So a lot of even frameworks or ideas or even theories are developed in the European continent in general, but France is leading the way, and we see that even the UNESCO now has their office there. The World Heritage Convention, most of their meetings are in Paris, and most of the specialists are there. A lot of schools, if architecture schools or restoration or even crafts, because to take care of this, the type of sites you have, which is you need to work with rocks, and you need to know how to work these rocks or cut the rocks.
Yes.
And this is also a craft that is very developed there. And it's less used in our region, or one of the lost knowledge now.
Yeah.
So we need to rebuild it through the site, with understanding or interpreting the ways how the people do. So France, the colleagues from France is, of course, helping us a lot, even here at Riyadh, not only for Al-Ula. I know in Al-Ula they're doing great work, but many schools. I can mention a school of Grenoble. They have the architecture school there. It's a research laboratory called Cratère.
Okay.
And they are specialized in earthen architecture.
Oh, okay.
So they're working a lot with the institutes here in Saudi Arabia to develop programs and to do even research on different materials. And so we have a lot of relations with our colleagues over there. And of course, we're using the networks that we built during our studies there to get to people or to know more about a subject, or sometimes even a reference. It could help us in some questions.
That shows that we can all work together on the same direction when it's coming to culture.
Absolutely, yeah. But archaeology is very developed there, because also in the private sector, they have companies that work in archaeology, and it's developed there because of a lot of help from the law, the building law or code, which is the archaeologist survey is one of the steps that everyone have to take in construction. So
True. Very strict.
Yeah,
Yes,
the market was created for them through these laws, and they have a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah.
And now this know-how, they're exporting it all over the world. By the way, not just Saudi Arabia, but they also
absolutely.
work in many other places. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And so now, if we are talking about the institute, so you said it's very new. You had your first certification only 1 year ago.
Yeah.
You are planning to do one more level. So now we are talking about master.
Yes.
What would be the vision of this institute? What is your goal when you open this institute, when you see now how it's going? What would be your goal, let's say, if we are talking about reaching 2030? What will be the institute?
Yes, as an academic, an individual, and independently, I have to say, I aspire to help my colleagues in conservation as much as I can. And the training that I had going now in the direction more in education, designing and building programs that are helpful to close gaps in the market or in the skills that people need to develop, what they call capacity building. So the institute itself is much bigger because it's specialized in traditional arts in general, and they have different faculties and different programs, and this is only one small program. So I hope that I can start building other programs that I think are very important also for the domain, for the sector. The faculty in the institute, they have a great plan, and they already done the research. So a lot of programs in the future is going to open one of the gaps in Saudi Arabia. For example, just beside us geographically in Egypt, for example, they have the best schools in restoration, and they have very advanced knowledge in restoration. The entire faculties with different departments for the restoration of each material, if it's organic or not organic, or so. For example, and this here in Saudi Arabia, we don't have this.
Yeah.
The restoration science is not part of the sciences that are there. So every time we need to restore something, we have to solicit help from companies from abroad or experts from abroad. So this could be the next challenge for universities in general, and also research, that they could go to this. And as I said, other countries very near in the region, they already have developed it considerably.
So because earlier you also said that maybe some young people, they are not interested yet in this domain because they think that it might not happen that there is a job at the end of the study. So what do you think that would improve this miscommunication? Do you think that the ministry should take some initiative of explaining what the job can be, or maybe the institute have a special program to explain what is exactly, to make it like a mass marketing campaign kind of things? Do you think that would be helpful?
Well, about the job opportunities, we prepare our students to reality. What is reality? That you have to create your own opportunity as much as you can. Jobs are always limited if it's in the public sector or in the private sector. But we prepare our students for different paths. It could be a job. So you know how to get a job. You know how to promote for yourself, market for yourself. Other than that, it's going to be freelancing. So you could be working from time to time how to gain the projects, win these projects, and then build your network. And lastly is entrepreneurship, where you start a business and in culture, and you manage this business and you scale it with the time. So 3 different paths, and the student, as an academic, I cannot guarantee the jobs for every student, but I can guarantee the quality of their knowledge and learning. And then they could provide consultation with the skills that they have learned. Or they could open a cabinet or an office to provide these services, business to business or business to sometimes governmental entities that needs this type of work. So the students have to like what they do.
We are still. I mean, I include myself in people.
Absolutely,
of Saudi,
you're welcome.
And involved in the culture here. We are very lucky here also in Saudi Arabia because, as we mentioned a few times earlier, it's the beginning. Culture is becoming very big. We just attend the cultural investment conference.
Yes.
The numbers are unbelievable when it's coming to investment. Yes. And again, you invest in something that you know that will be big. So you can understand the importance in terms of, again, I think, in positioning Saudi Arabia. Because you've been in Europe, so you understand as well how maybe the Arab world is the perception of the Arab world that they have in Europe. And then we have to show the outsiders that Saudi, not only Saudi, but let's talk about Saudi first, that Saudi is potentially not what they think because they saw something incorrect on media, or they don't know, and people, as you know, in Europe, they're scared of what they don't know, and they are not very open to know. So the culture, again, is a very good way of showing the nice thing of any country. When you talk about good food, when you talk about a good landscape, about you said about the green, so this is what maybe France will sell abroad, like, oh, our country is green. And then so the culture is actually what will make a country well known and make people to want to come here. Because now that I am here for 5 years, some people now they are very, confused.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I thought Saudi was like this, but when Cecilia, I check on your social media, it seems very different about what we thought in terms of the way you dress. What activity you do on the weekend, because here we are as women, I know it's very recent, but now 2025, it's been a couple of years now that we can drive, we own our cars, we want to go to restaurants with friends, we are entitled to do it. So that some people outside Saudi, especially in Europe, they are frozen in a time capsule that maybe Saudi was like this long time back, and they didn't understand the move or the change.
Yes, about the perception, of course. You know that the main mandate of the UNESCO, the main idea behind developing education, science, and all these activities and culture is dialogue.
Yeah.
Dialogue. So the cultural production from any country in the world, is this country participating in a worldwide dialogue?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in Saudi Arabia we're not participating in this dialogue, but the format of our production was different and was consumed only locally.
Yeah.
So developing this format that it could travel internationally and we could participate in the dialogue, it fosters something which is compassion. So we understand the other culture and we understand these people and we feel what they feel. But if they're not participating in the dialogue, we don't know anything about them. And we are prone to the different perceptions that could be controlled by media or by any political party or in any country in the world. So this is the investment in culture now. With this intensity, it will elevate the skills of the artists. I'm not talking about heritage and archaeological sites. It's the production of the new art that is inspired from. So the conservation we are doing in these archaeological sites or the architectural heritage is to inspire the new people, the new production in the future art, any form of art and all forms of art, that they could carry the color or the feeling of what was in their country. So they give a special image. So this participation is going to become more interesting if it has deeper roots. So we're trying to find these roots and to show it to the community so they could inspire from them. So this is the idea. So about the perception, also the investment in culture. We are very lucky to be in this age and time, and also that the decision makers, they have this direction to go, which is starting from the Vision 2030 and the cultural component in it. Culture, not just culture, also nature. A lot of work is being done with nature.
I think again what we said earlier off camera, that the culture and hospitality is in everything.
Yes.
Now exactly what you said about the nature and so on. I just been a couple of time lately to Qasim, for example, and we understand that the culture is through something different. The culture will be more about date, of course, about camel, about farm, about greenery, about ecotourism, which is a very new word being used here in Saudi Arabia. Ecotourism, it even sounds like out of the picture. You know, we could talk about glamping in the desert or things like this, but when you use, actually, again, with the experience from being outside Saudi for a long time, then ecotourism will be more about nature, about green, and you're like, oh. And this is very interesting, that how the culture can actually use the potential of each, because the other thing about Saudi Arabia that we are very blessed with, it's a big country. So that means you have the demography of the country is different. You can have a cold winter with the snow in Tabuk, when you have very humidity and seaside in Jeddah, and some other different. So you have the rose, very famous now from Taif, and the blooming season. And now Qasim is actually trying to be also like the capital of the date. They are already, but through the whole ecosystem around this, that to share the culture of the date with the new people who are coming here, because until now we don't have too much leisure yet. We have a lot of corporate, we have a lot of religious purpose tourists, but now and the next years we will have leisure. So people, they will come to see things. And when we talk about things, we are talking about archaeology. We are talking about vestige from the past. We are talking about understanding what was the house before, what is the paintings on the wall means, and what the date is generating for the country, and so on. So the whole Saudi effervescence about any aspect of the culture is just unbelievable. I mean, like, you don't know where to sit, you know. I am like between like, should I move to Qasim and work in eco-environmental tourism, or here, because there is so much to do. And as you said, there is so much investment done, and there is your population that's so motivated. So all the factors are actually here to make the brightest culture improvement in the last, I don't know how many years, you know?
Yes, absolutely. No, the sector is attracting the brightest now, especially the art segment. So arts, or kind of arts, performance or visual arts. And yes, we needed this attention because, you know, the heritage in general have suffered a lot in the past, in many different places in the world as well. But since the modernity came a little bit later in this region, it came on top of rich culture that was uninterrupted for hundreds of years. So this helped that to preserve a lot. And since we have this richness and variety and regional variety, because humans, they interact with their environment, and then culture will alter culture. It will become a new, something very different. For example, here in the central region, we built with this material, which is earthen architecture. In the south, we built with the rocks.
Yes, yes.
On the coastal area, we use coral reefs. And you see the difference. It's amazing that we're not using the same material, and sometimes we influence each other. You can see that the type of because you can go to very tiny details. I'm talking about only one aspect of the human activity, which is architecture.
Yes.
But if you go to any other, and also there is this concept. It's theoretical, but it's very, very useful in working with culture, because it connects everything together. It connects culture with society. It connects it also with the nature. For example, if you heard about Asiri Qat Asiri, have you heard about it before? It's a type of art in the region of Asir, interior decoration with coloring. It's how do you say, very intense and repetitive, but it's very special. And this type of art, which is a traditional art and craft that was almost going to be lost, but now we have programs,
especially
and we have
Asir, and this kind of art is very
which is beautiful. But if you go to a site and you see the wall, you have to preserve it, you have to protect it. If you apply this, they call it the chain value, or the value of chain. So if you go to the chain, you will go to the local community to find the people who knows how to do it, and then you preserve this knowledge. But if you go in a different direction, you will reach the plants that was around the site that people used to take the color from. So if you want to protect such craft in a special site, you have to protect also the nature around it, and also integrate the society or the local community with it. And then your work as a heritage manager is much more comprehensive and much more sustainable. It's not focusing only on the physical form, but
totally
everything that connects it together.
Connected to it, yes, you're right. Because at all the time they were using whatever they have next to them to do that.
Yes.
And I don't know, but I've been told actually in Asir that also those paintings outside the house, inside, I don't know, I'm pretty sure it's the same, but outside the house it was also a way of communicating with the neighbor. I've been told, I don't know if it's in your expertise, but because the Assyri design is like mostly triangles with very bright colors and a little kind of tree on the top of them. And because I've been to Asia a few times, and I don't know until now if it was a joke that they make me or if it's a true story. That every time they had kid in this house, they made a triangle for the kid. And one triangle was looking, I'm not sure about the color, if it was a boy or a girl. And then when the girl is married, so there is no more single woman in the house, then the design is actually completed. So that was apparently from the outside to say that this house has many kids, and if the woman is still for marry or not.
Is
it true?
It's a piece of information that I never reached because I never went to this depth. But you were lucky to speak with the local to tell you about
I hope they didn't
knowledge.
Make fun of me.
No, deep knowledge. It's probably it could be true, but I cannot. I don't know. But what I knew, it was a way of getting their place. You know, the people, they are looking for beauty. Beauty is important.
Beauty and
appreciating beauty. It's human nature. All over the world again, and we can see here in Saudi Arabia, from one region to another, the expression of beauty. You can see one here. Of course, this is an imitation, but it's an imitation of an original.
Good job,
No, it's a great job. It's a great job. But this is the the how it's used. It has a functional use, and also it has for beauty. And it's part of the generosity of the people, because where they're sitting, it has heavy decoration using this. So the more you have, it's beauty for the eyes of your guests. So you are giving them the chance to sit in a beautiful place. It's a nice place. And this is, if you can, as much as you can, you will do it.
Because to be honest with you, there is actually, I am someone without préjugés or cliché or anything, but when I came to Saudi, I was actually very surprised with the brightness and the colorful of everything. Because we are actually coming, even if we are coming from France or so on, now we are going from something very colorful to less color. You know, we don't want to be spot
Yes.
from far. We don't want to be different. So being colorful in terms of clothes, in terms of decoration at the house, it's not welcome anymore. And when you think about Saudi, maybe at that time, you are like, oh my God, I mean, Saudi Arabia, you can think, again, miscommunication with the media, that it's a little bit a kind of a black and white country. Why? Just because of miscommunication on media. And then you come here, everything is about color and the brightest color because it's using the primary color. So you have the yellow, which is very flashy, the red and so on. And then you are like, already you feel the warmth because where there is color, there is happiness. There is enthusiasm, there is artist, there is everything will put you in a good mood.
Yes.
I never wear black, there is a reason, you know.
There is also courage because if you carry a bright color, you have to have the personality that goes with it. So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Usually I am the pink lady at the back. But yes, no, you are very right. And again, story behind. And you want, I mean, if you see also something like this, us as non-Saudi, we will be more comfortable to ask questions. Because you cannot be seated in such a house and then being scared or worried to ask a question about things. You know that the people, they are open-minded, you know that the people, they are creative, they are expressive, and as you said, they have something to show, so they have probably also something to say.
Absolutely.
And again, it's just what makes Saudi beautiful is because so many stories in different ways are said, and your people, the Saudi people, they know about you. This is something else here. People know about their own culture. They can tell you the story about this, about that, and you are part of it because you talk about whatever during a coffee. It can be a short meeting, and then you left the conversation, you learn something about Saudi Arabia. Yes. So this is something amazing here. The culture, as you said, linked the dots and put people together, make also a total different vision of the inside to the outside, and we are walking towards, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, and participate in the dialogue. This is the most important. So the dialogue keep going.
Exactly, yeah. and so much to say. Now I am curious, like if we take Mr. Sultan a couple of years back, when you left from Saudi to France, what did you take from here, like a very Saudi strong entity, to France?
I think I took some dates. I was afraid I don't find any there, but finally I found a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently it's very available there
from
different places in the world. So I never take anything. I learned how to like the land where I am.
Okay.
And so.
And when you came back to Saudi, did you take something from France?
I was afraid not to find my favorite cheeses, different cheeses that I learned to, I developed the taste for. But finally also, there's everything you can find anywhere now. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, this is also another cultural modernization with a different supermarket.
Yes.
That now you have some, me as a French, I mean, I don't miss too much things, but I have to agree with you, a good French cheese, it's, it's making the night or the day. But again, exactly what you said, date can be found in Europe, and then French cheese or whatever can be found in the Middle East.
Yes.
Is it good or bad? Sometimes we should maybe keep things where they belong, but again, it's a culture mix.
Yes.
And now also the generation are a little bit different, in our country, in the East. In the West. Maybe in the East, not much yet, because it's not in the culture here. But in our countries, we have a lot of mix mariage.
Yeah.
I mean, like a wedding between different
People with different heritage.
different heritage. So the kids, they are taking from the mother, from the father. So the whole mix. It's at some point. You are in France. That's it. It's like it's not about you are French. It's like you are in France. Now here it's a little bit different because obviously Saudis are not very much mixed. But all this culture that's also mean like if you are living in a country, like for example Chinese people, they are very good for this. When they are somewhere, they like their own things. So if you have Chinese people, usually you have the Chinese product.
Yeah.
Which is very good. I love Chinese product. But again, culture is moving around. Yes. We are teaching you things, we are bringing you things, and then we are taking things to bring somewhere else. So it's it's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. In Saudi Arabia, you will be surprised throughout history. It's all over the world. People move.
Yeah.
And the proof is very evident. I'll give you an example. There is something, if you look it up, it's called KPW, which is Q for Kuraya. Kuraya is an archaeological site. But it was the earliest archaeological site that they found traces of industrialization.
Okay.
So thousands of years ago, there was a large activity of making pottery.
Okay.
Different types of pottery that you can use it for cooking, for also for people. 6,000, the age of this site, 6,000 years. And it was so special that it got an aggregation for it. And it's now all over the world. They could date the site anywhere. In China, in Europe, or in Africa, they could date it if they can find this special where it came from, this village, which is here in the peninsula, north of Riyadh, a little bit. So this was a huge discovery because it helped also fill the gaps for many other sites. So if people were traveling at this time, people are going to the very far places, they're exchanging. Of course, there was a lot of exchange on every level. Yeah. Every level. And this is something even proven now by science that people are discovering. They think that they are 100% one thing or one culture, but not at all. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. Yes. People have moved so much and people have exchanged so much that, and this is something also encouraged in our culture, even religiously, that we should respect our other cultures and go further, not be closed or stop where they are. So in Saudi Arabia, I would argue that yes, a lot of people also are having different heritage, and even regionally, we have identities or cultures that formed regionally, but people like to discover different regions. So they go and they experience the accent, or they experience the food, or they experience here in Riyadh now. I mean, we are looking for the people from Riyadh. You know? We don't see the people from Riyadh. Everyone is not from Riyadh. He's coming from somewhere else. But of course, they're there. But we have colleagues from all over. Even from all over the world sometimes. So this is it's good to have this flexibility, and also to attract talent this way, and to be welcoming this way. I think it will help a lot the economy and also the speed where we want to go, or we want to be. Because it's going actually also very fast. You have to catch up with everything, and now the technology is also reached a point that it's going faster and faster. So it's not like when we were younger, it was like, okay, this phase will take 5 years and then so on. Now it's like every 6 months something new. I mean, 6 months. At my level of understanding of the AI, for example, it's just very difficult to keep up. It's again, it's a very good. It's helping a lot in medical, in archaeology, in different things. I think sometimes for the social interaction, it's maybe a little bit of. I am very much into hospitality and social interaction, and I think that it might alterate a little bit this point of humanity. You know. Again, we have to be with our time.
Mr. Sultan, with I think you have kids. What would be the father advice to the younger generation? Would you give advice to your kids to study abroad, to learn another language, to go younger, with your experience, with what you gain during the path, what would be the advice to your kids?
Yes, it will be very difficult to let them get away from me. I think I will try to let them as close as possible.
This is not fair. Your parents let you do yours.
But I will see. But it's going to be difficult to accept. But the advice I will advise them is to do something they like, and success will follow. If you really like what you do, you will do it good, and success will follow. And don't focus on success first and results first, but to choose something that we really like to do. And a good way of knowing if you like it or not is to meet the people who do it, and we see if they like these people or not.
Yeah.
Do we like what they talk about or not?
Yeah.
If we find it not interesting or not understandable, then maybe it's not the right domain. Yeah.
And what would you say to if you could go back in time, to the youngest Sultan? Like, would you have stayed longer, shorter in Europe? Would you have learned another language or go somewhere else?
Yes.
Or now with what you know, what could be the small comment or advice you would give to the youngest Sultan?
Yeah, this is very difficult because everything has advantages and disadvantages. So I would say that I will not tell him anything. So I don't change anything because I don't know the other disadvantages or the other advantages of any other path. So I'm stuck with this path, and I like everything that is positive from it, and I learn from everything that is negative.
Very pragmatic, mashallah. we just get a lecture from the university, and it's amazing. Actually, I love this answer because you're very right. If we change something from the past, what would be the consequences on the time that we are now, the person that we are? If I go back to past, maybe I would never be seated here and come to Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
So want to change something in the past that I thought was the wrong decision could have been the best decision I ever made.
Absolutely. Yeah, or not meeting your partner, or not making these kids. You know, there is
this one could have been.
There is movies about this, and they are very scary. And for me, they're horror movies. They're not science fiction.
Yes, it's very true. But again, this is what you just said. Everything makes an amazing sense. I learned a lot. I know you have so many other stories. We will have to make a part 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 to catch up with all that. Yeah. Je suis ravie qu'on puisse avoir été ici, discuter en anglais. Inshallah, maybe next time we do it in French. And during this little bit of time, I will try to improve my Arabic. Yeah. Because also meeting someone who been to my country, come back speaking the language fluently, and me being here and not be able to talk with you back in Arabic, I feel a little bit like I need to do something.
No, don't worry, because I've already done the work. I speak your language, so
oui,
it's okay.
C'est vrai. Maintenant, on a la moitié du chemin.
Yes.
Donc,
but yes, it's a great honor, and thank you very much. And of course, in the future, if the opportunity come again, I will happily participate with you in any capacity.
Thank you very much. We wish you all the best for the Institute. We hope to see you later and for you to tell us, oh my God, we had 20 students more, all of them, they've been diplomatic and they have opened their own consultancy cabinet.
Yes.
And the brightest of the country is in their hand. We are here just to support the way we can. And as I can see, Mr. Sultan, you've done it amazingly, and you are a big inspiration.
And your work is also very important in media and podcasting. So thank you very much to get the word out.
We will do the best. And more coming, thanks to people like you. Thank you, Mr. Sultan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Cecilia.